It's time for today's Bulldog Conversation, presented by the Samford Sports Network.
I'm sitting with Randy Pittman. He is the Vice President of University Advancement here at Samford. Thank you for joining us. It's great to talk with you.
Glad to be with you, Nathan, always.
Yes, recent news on campus that our $200 million campaign that was actually announced last year, but just recently announced that we've crossed the halfway point. Can you fill us in a little bit on that big and exciting news?
That is good news. We announced last month that the campaign has now exceeded $100 million in gifts and pledges to Samford. The campaign, as you'll remember, is, as you said, a $200 million comprehensive campaign to raise funds for a variety of purposes here at Samford. It's by far the largest campaign we've ever undertaken at Samford University. And although the goals are ambitious, we're on track. We have a time horizon until 2014 to raise the money. And so we're a little over halfway there.
Now, big question I'm sure is where, I know you have some different places that you want this money to go. Where are some of the allocations going to?
Well, we are first and foremost donor-centered. If a donor has a specific purpose that they want to support at Samford, we want to be right there with them and do what they see they would like to do with their funds. But we do have suggestions. We're trying to raise substantial monies for scholarship support so that our students will have an opportunity to continue their education here at Samford, especially those who don't have the financial means to do it on their own. We raise a large amount of money just to support our annual operations of the university. Only about 70% of the university's operating funds are generated by tuition and revenues from students.
Oh, wow.
So the other 30% has to come from generous donors or from earnings off of endowed funds that have been donated in the past by our friends. So it's very important that we raise these annual dollars as well. Other things that are included in the campaign, we are refurbishing and rebuilding, if you will, some of our infrastructure. Some of our campus buildings are, while they're beautiful, are 50 years old and need some work, and so we're doing some things like that. And then we also want to endow some money for support of our faculty to continue to promote and get the best faculty here.
Talk about how maybe this last year has compared with years past as far as giving for Samford.
Well, first of all, we didn't raise it all in one year. We got a head start. We announced the campaign about a year ago, but we did get a head start, and really we started raising money quietly for this campaign in October 2007. So we've been going 3 years from the very beginnings of the campaign. The monies that are enlisted in that, or totaled in that $100 million, include about $52 million worth of cash gifts that have been received and about $48 million of dollars that have been pledged by donors to be given over the rest of the campaign. So that's really where it's come from. Now, in terms of cash giving to Samford, 2010, or the fiscal year that ended June 30, 2010, was our second best ever.
Oh, wow.
We raised $21.6 million in cash giving to the university from our donors and friends, and it couldn't have happened at a better time.
Of course, with the economy down, and you mentioned Samford runs really a lot on giving to Samford. Talk a little bit more, I guess, about why giving is so important for an institution like Samford.
Well, it's never been more important. Our programs are absolute high-quality educational programs that reach the widest variety of students that we've ever had. In fact, our enrollment is at a record level, 4,715 students this fall. And to maintain the academic excellence that is required here at Samford, we have to have funds from a lot of sources. We don't want to have tremendous increases in tuition. We don't want to have to go back to the endowment and dig into, if you will, our long-term savings accounts. So we really do rely on donors to help us.
Now, how do you get the word out to donors, whether they be alumni or parents? How can they discover, I guess, more importance to giving to Samford?
Well, I hope they're watching me now, but in case they're not, there are a lot of ways that we do that. Seasons Magazine, our magazine that goes to all our alumni and friends, it's published 4 times a year, is very widely read by our people, and certainly there are opportunities to challenge donors to give every time we print an issue of Seasons. We also distribute campaign requests or giving requests through regular mail to alumni a couple times a year. In fact, one of those is going out this month to a lot of our alums, as well as to parents of current students and other friends of the university. And the web is becoming much more a tool for people to use in supporting the institution. You can give online by going to samford.edu and looking at our giving page. And you can also check and update on how we're doing on our campaign results by doing the same thing.
Well, excellent insight on the campaign and giving to Samford. We're out of time, but it was great to sit here and talk with you about giving to Samford. Again, I'm sitting with Randy Pittman, Vice President of University Advancement here at Samford University. Thank you, Randy.
Thanks, Nathan.
You've been listening to Bulldog Conversation with Nathan Troost. The Alabama Power halftime show continues in a moment. You're listening to Samford Bulldog Football.